Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and got a good one for you today. Still in San Diego. I am at the San Diego Botanical Gardens, and this place is absolutely beautiful. And always wanted to come down here, but every time I come down here, it's been closed. So today, we get to go through this together, first time. Um, you need to get ready for more. That's what we've just been told by the one and only Jamie Dimon. Get ready for more. Okay, so please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Sign up for Christmas in May. So many great donations are being sent in right now. It's absolutely awesome. Plus today we have a sponsor, C60 Evo, which I will talk about a little bit later. But let's get right into it. Jamie Dimon, they had Investor Day at JP Morgan. And you have to read this article because few things were sent to me, but this one talked about how he seemed like he was disinterested in being there. With the world facing economic chaos and complete collapse, the attitude, he said, was disinterested, that Mr. Dimon seemed disinterested in being there. Okay, now please understand this. You and I have to work for a living. You and I are concerned about our finances. This man made $36 million and then found out someone was making the same amount of money as him and complained to his board of directors, and they gave him a $500,000 bump so he could be the highest paid banker in the industry. So when you have a salary of $36 million a year, you really don't care about stuff. You don't care about day-to-day life, of the price of milk, the price of uh, you know, gas, your mortgage. You just don't care. You don't think about that stuff. You might as well be LeBron James spitting it up in the Western Conference Finals. You just don't care, you know. So look at this jungle gym these kids are playing on. That's what that noise is. It's kind of a treehouse type thing that they're all running through and having a good time. But one thing that Mr. Dimon said was he is convinced that right now we're going to see the prime lending rate go to 7%, and we're going to see mortgages exceed that exponentially. You're going to see mortgages go up at higher rates than you have seen in decades. Great way of putting it. Plus, he also said that you're going to see many more bank failures and that we haven't seen anything yet when it comes to the bank failures. Isn't that a different tune than it was 10 days ago? 10 days ago, he was talking about how this is behind us. There's nothing to worry about. And now we're being told that the banking debacle is going to continue. Hello. Okay. What? What are we supposed to do? So, once again, disinterested. Janet Yellen says, hey, I don't think we're going to have a problem. This is going to get resolved at the 11th hour. Please understand what's going to happen. I'm convinced of this. They're going to do a short-term deal that's going to show the instability of the American markets to everybody globally, and it's going to be a problem by setting something by kicking the can down the road for 6 months. It's going to be much worse than working at a deal right now. So, man, this place is just really nice. These walking trails and all this stuff out here with all these plants and stuff. But, Jamie Dimon, you're starting to see banks tighten up their credit to small business. And people need to be prepared for this. They need to be prepared for the fact that they're not going to have access to capital, that it's going to dry up and be a real problem for them. Okay. The credit requirements are going to be increased during this time. So people don't realize how many small businesses rely on credit and financing. And even as much as like your gas cards and payment cards and different things that you use, different credit that we have that's going to be non-existent in maybe 2 weeks from right now. And that's just the beginning of it. But if you are somebody that does not need the money, you're not going to get the money. So those are the only, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Only the people that don't need the money are going to get the money. The people that need the money for cash flow and things like that, you're going to have problems. You need to work on this right now to see how you're going to get through this difficult time, because you're going to see things completely get shut off. And you want to see a business that relies on credit get destroyed and go bankrupt inside of 45 days? You're going to see things like this. And you're seeing more and more companies spin off companies right now because like NCR is trying to sell half their banking division that's profitable, the online sales, wanting to do this because it's the only profitable end of the company. You're going to start seeing more and more things like that. But all these experts stepping forward now. Janet Yellen one day says it's a problem. Now it's not. Yes, it is. I have no faith in any of these people. None. And once again, the fat cats of the world don't care about us. They don't care about you paying your bills, you feeding your family, inexpensive cars, inexpensive homes. They don't care about anything like that. I'm in San Diego County right now, the county south of Orange County where I live. And there was a great article out of the Register talking about if the debt ceiling doesn't get resolved, what it's going to mean as far as the payments that they're going to miss. And great article out of the Orange County Register talking about how you're going to see services clam up. And again, you may not even use these services, but for the elderly, it's going to be things that are going to get shut off. You're going to see payments not get made, payments get delayed. And again, check on your friends right now. Check on people that are less fortunate than you. I was just talking to an attorney right before I made this video, and we were talking about how, you check on your neighbors. She was just telling me about his, had elderly neighbors. People need to check on these people more often, now more than ever, because do they have money? Can they get by if there's a problem right now? Most people don't even do that. So you could have Social Security payments completely stop. You're going to see banks, clam up and completely shut down. You won't have access to your ATM card, your credit cards, anything. Now, I had a woman write me and saying, you know what, I'm not participating in this economy anymore. I'm not going to pay my taxes. I'm not going to pay my bills. I'm not going to pay for my car, my auto insurance, nothing. And I'm like, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was one of these, they're going to forgive all our debt emails that I get every now and then. And she's just sick of it. And I had to respond back. I'm like, you're going to lose the car. They're eventually going to repossess the car. If you get into an accident, you're going to be financially liable and you could be sued because, like here in California, you have to have auto insurance. So if you don't have auto insurance, you can sit there and say, tough, let them sue me. I've got nothing. Well, you don't want to be held criminally responsible for anything for not paying a bill. And people can sit there and say, they're not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to come after you and ruin you for the rest of your life financially. That's what you just don't want to have happen. So there are these signs that say now in bloom. So we're going to go up there and see what is now in bloom. Jeremy Siegel, the Wharton professor, he steps forward and says, listen, there is zero chance of a default. So you need to understand right now that what we're going through is theatrics and people just making noise, but they're going to resolve this either short term or long term. And once again, this is ridiculous, guys. Giving my irresponsible son money for the short term, what does that do for him? Seriously, puts out the fire that he's got, and he'll go spend it. Oh, I got $500 from dad. Okay, what's it do? Seriously, instead of budgeting when he gets paid. I got paid on Thursday, and Monday morning I wake up and I have no money. What does that do? Learn the responsibility. Well, it's easier, Dad. This is what you did. No, it wasn't always like this for me. But with our government and with the Treasury, we're supposed to have this just be something that's going to be willy-nilly thrown away. It's very tropical here. Like you shoot a movie here. It's very nice. See this walkway? Isn't that cool? So Mr. Siegel's convinced that not to worry. It's not going to happen. Ray Dalio stepped forward today, and he used to run the world's largest hedge fund. Now he's just, chairman emeritus or whatever his title is. Isn't that cool? Great spot. Sit out here and just soak up the view. And I love places like this. These are fun. Really, really beautiful. But there's a lot to talk about, guys, right now. So more to cover. Let's talk about our sponsor, C60 Evo. You know, one thing that happens when I get a sponsor is they send me, a batch of stuff to try. Okay, I like this, I don't like it. Uh, this is a brand of olive oil that has health serums, and it's for people and for pets. They have MCT coconut oil, they have serums for your hair. And the thing that got me when I first started taking it was they have a lip balm. And being out in the sun, I always get very chapped lips, and I've had nothing that's worked. In fact, I had to go to the doctor and actually get a prescription once for my lips. And the C60 Evo lip balm works fantastic. So it's absolutely a great product. Use the link below to save 10%. The code is iAllegedly, so it's very easy, but they have a variety of products for yourself and for your health. So check it out today. It's absolutely amazing. I really think that you'll be pleased with this, but you know, when I think about my mental clarity and things that I do, I always try this stuff and take it in the morning. And with the C60 Evo, I've had some really good results with it. So check it out today. Use the link below. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. Now, C60 has a bunch of products that's amazing. And they've got facial serums, hair serums, plus they have an oil that helps with the dog. And I've been giving this to Rosie in the morning, and she absolutely loves it. And one thing that the doctor told me was I have to cut down my caffeine intake to half the cups that I've been drinking throughout the day, because I used to drink coffee all the time. And I take their coconut serum for energy in the morning, and it's worked out great. They have a sleep aid that has been wonderful, and I don't wake up groggy. You've got to try it. They've got a host of products. Check out their website. Check out all the testimonials on their website. But C60 Evo is a fantastic company. They've got great products. Check it out today. Use the link below with the discount code iAllegedly to save an additional 10%. But all these different health aids, health benefits that will benefit you and even your pets too. But check it out today. Sign up for it, and I think you're really going to like it. So let me know what you guys think of this, because I love it, and I'm going to be using it for quite some time now. So check it out today. Now here's a couple contradictory stories that are pretty fascinating. Bernard Arnault is the world's richest man up until last week. He had $192 billion in net worth, and over the course of the last few weeks, he's lost $11 billion of his worth. He runs and owns Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, all these really high-end brands. And his net worth is dropping to a paltry $180 million. Or 100, he's at 190, and Elon Musk is at $180 billion right now. Look at this. How cool is this? So, sorry, I got a little flustered with that. But it's amazing because there's a second article talking about how luxury brands are in trouble right now, because luxury brands just cannot rely on the super rich right now. They have to rely on us common folks to go out and buy a $9,000 purse. And it's happening less and less and less because people have less and less money. And all the stimulus in the world is not going to come back. And it's going to make it so that people are not going to buy these luxury items. So fascinating stuff, guys. Absolutely fascinating when you see a guy like this that owns all these luxury brands. And I'm not doing it justice because he owns all this stuff. And this is really just beautiful up here. What a home run coming up here was. I'm going to come back here, guys, for you, because this was really, really cool. You know, it's funny. A billion here, a billion there. These guys, they're not missing anything. It's not like their lifestyle is suffering at all. And Mr. Arnault owns 97% of his company, which that is, I mean, talking about a home run and talking about ownership of your company, that's how it's got to be. And all these luxury brands are getting hurt by this right now. And, you know, David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, Goldman Sachs is talking about how the average American is in deep trouble right now when it comes to finances and their money. And again, I always like investment bankers that tell us, how we need to prepare and how bad it is. I am telling you this right now, and you can sit there. There's a lot of people in my audience that have Morgan Stanley accounts, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, the high end, but the average person doesn't have access to these bankers. And one thing that's funny is we're starting to see real estate take a real turn. And one thing that we were pitched as normal folks through people like Grant Cardone and all these other investors is, hey, you need to get yourself into a real estate investment trust. You need to put money into, you want to get into real estate and you want to invest in real estate, invest in one of these trusts because they collect rent every month. You don't have to worry about the maintenance. You don't have to worry about anything. You just get a check every month from these places. Now they're not paying because the value of the properties are going down. The vacancies are increasing dramatically in some of these areas, and they don't have the tenancy that they had before. One thing I've gotten a kick out of is the billionaires race to space, and how that was what they all wanted to be, the first guy that colonized the moon and all that shenanigans, when there are people sleeping on the streets right now. And the average family is trying to figure out their bills, and 50% of all Americans are worried about their finances, and these guys are trying to get to space. Well, one company that's completely upside down right now is Richard Branson's company, Virgin Orbit. They're done. They're liquidating the company right now, guys. And Stratotech looks like they're going to buy the assets. And another company called Rocket Lab. Oh, check this out. This is the top of that waterfall. So it's kind of cool. So, but you can't win them all, guys. And oh, look at this little observatory out here at the end. Kind of cool. Jeff Bezos. There is a bunch of rumors that he is engaged to the weather girl, Lauren Sanchez. Now, in Southern California, in LA, okay, she was a fixture for us for about, I want to say at least 10 years. Just a knockout, va va voom. I don't know what it is with having weather girls be so hot, but she was, the picture of that. And then Jeff and his wife, Mackenzie, would go out and double date with Lauren and her husband. And one thing led to another, and shenanigans happen. But it looks like Jeff's going to get married. Now, do you think Jeff's going to have a prenup? What do you think the odds of that are? Think he'll have that? Okay. Dan, you can't fight love, Dan. Be nice. Okay. I am at the top of a little fort up here. You can see towards the ocean out there. And just a nice place to check out. We got word yesterday that Tina Turner passed away. And I want to bring that up for one reason, in that, think about this. In 1985, Tina Turner was 44 years old. And she thought, hey, I'm not done with rock yet. I'm not done with singing. Well, you're way too old. Can't do that. What are you talking about? No one's going to want to hear you. Simply the Best. All the other songs that she said, what's love got to do with it? Just won Grammys, did great, collaborated with all these different people, Eric Clapton and David Bowie. But she went out and, restarted her career all over again in 1985 and lived to be 83. But she had all these health problems too. Probably didn't know she had a kidney transplant. She moved to France, in recent years, just wanted to live there. But again, guys, you're not over till you're over. You can write, any chapter of your book that you want. And if you want to give up on life, give up on life. But what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Use her as an inspiration. Whether you liked her music or not, it's irrelevant. The point is that there was a woman that really was down and out, and you'll never do anything again, and completely redid her career. The Ike and Tina Turner stuff, and all that stuff she did with him was great and crazy, and the movies were made and all that stuff. But her second half of her life was, the most memorable, to say the least. The Fed's meeting, their notes came out. Do we raise interest rates? Do we not raise interest rates? Hey, we're concerned about the credit tightening. It might as well be a South Park issue, episode where, yeah, Cartman, what do you think? We're going to get credit. No, we're not going to get credit. I mean, it's that bad. So I have no faith in these people. But hey, we want you to think there's going to be a mild recession in 2023. What are we living through right now? What is this that we're living through right now? If this is not a recession, what is this? Now, you can sit there and tell me that AI has destroyed, businesses, and we're going to have massive layoffs and things like that. Whatever. But business is not the same right now as it was 12 months ago. It's not the same. It's tougher. The tech business, 200,000 graduates graduated from college this year. Where are they going to get jobs at, guys? Anticipate it's going to be the worst job market in history right now. In history. All that money, all the student loan debt, everybody that wrote me from yesterday's video, oh my gosh, okay? Again, guys, if you can't talk about things with whoever you're dating, with whoever you're married to, you're doomed, okay? You're done. Can't talk about your health, you're done. Can't talk about money, you're done. Personal items, personal things in your own home, you're done. Completely finished. You're living in misery, and it's your own misery. So remember that. But wasn't designed to get people upset, and it did get a lot of people upset. But you have to have conversations about money. You have to have conversations about everything. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. The Fed's meeting, are they going to raise interest rates? Are they not going to raise interest rates? Let me know on the bottom of the video if you think they're going up. I think they're going to have to raise them again, personally. That's what I think is going to happen. So let me know if I'm wrong. It's funny how a video will have conflicting stories within the video as it's being filmed. And the first one is they're talking about the ice age of real estate. And Business Insider has got a great article talking about how we're in for a real problem with real estate. You're going to have high interest rates. You're going to have people not make the money that they should be making to afford these homes. Think about this. Your buying power is basically dropped in half with the interest rates doubling the way that they have. A lot of people don't want to accept that. A lot of people are like, well, wait a second, Dan, I'm just going to get one of those 1% rocket mortgage loans. Not here in California, or not in an area. I don't know where there's a $300,000 house within 1,000 miles of where I'm standing right now. So it's going to be interesting because people are priced out of the market worse than ever. And you're going to see more and more people have to definitely sell their properties, but to who? You can't have it that, BlackRock's going to buy everything, Dan. You don't understand. We're going to be a nation of renters. Okay. Remember how Elon Musk had that little tiny foldable house, boxable, you could basically build it in just a few hours and have, a little casita where you'd have, a living room, a bathroom, a little kitchenette type thing. Well, they're going to have a REIT, like we talked about earlier, how these REITs are upside down, where they're going to build a REIT for small houses, tiny houses. They're going to have investments from that. Okay, does that interest you? Is that something you want to throw your money into? Survey says no over here. But again, if Elon touches it, it's going to be serious, and it will get press and people will talk about it. So that's something you have to look forward to. But where do you guys think real estate is at right now? Are you concerned about it? Do you think it's big? Big problem? Do you think it's not a big problem? Oh, Dan, it's all going to get worked out. What do you think? What's your thought, your gut feeling about all this right now? Now, The final thing is Gen Z. They just did a financial survey on all these people, and they interviewed over 2,000 of them, and they're talking about, hey, we're not spending money the way we used to. Kind of lost right now, so I'm going to go back where I came from. But Gen Z is doing this thing called cash stuffing, where they're not worried about credit, they're paying things for cash. Now, it would be great if the kids today got rid of the excess mindset and were using more cash than credit. That would be huge, because it is terrible, guys. All these different ways to borrow money, all these different ways to delay payments, to buy pizzas on credit is insanity. And payday loans and everything else that's out there. People are doing that, more than ever. But to have this group of kids that are not using credit is a good thing. So please take a second. Please like the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Sign up for Christmas in May. And I will see you guys very soon. Okay, onward and upward.